I Am Legend was an entertaining end-of-the-world mutant zombie thriller from 2007 starring Wil Smith. It's a third movie adaptation of the novel by Richard Matheson from 1954, also called I Am Legend. This was made into a couple other films in 1964, The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price, and 1971, The Omega Man with Charlton Heston. And honestly, this was a decent popcorn film. It tells a story of a man alone trying to survive in a post-apocalypse Manhattan, with his only companion being a faithful German shepherd. And this New York setting is devoid of any other human beings. It's overgrown with weeds. It has wildlife like deer and even the occasional CGI lion. And the only other things alive are apparently these bald, hyperventilating mutant creatures that only come out at night. So this is one of those films I think about when I can't sleep, as there were, well, I wouldn't call them plot holes, but rather decisions a character makes in the film that I probably would not have made if I was in the same situation. Here are three that come to mind. There may be more, but had Wil Smith's character followed these steps instead, he might have fared a little bit better. And yes, I understand maybe his mental state was a little bit skewed from being alone for so long, but all the same, these are just a few thoughts. Just hear me out. First, why didn't he set up residence in the aircraft carrier Intrepid? So the film establishes that these zombie creatures are deadly. They're very fast, powerful, and pretty much unstoppable. At one point, they are tearing their way and chewing their way through the walls of his house. Now this led me to consider, if you were stranded on Manhattan Island with these powerful creatures, why not set up your residence on the locally moored aircraft carrier Intrepid? In fact, earlier in the film, Wil Smith's character is standing on the deck of this ship in order to play some golf. Why not stop, turn around, scratch your chin thoughtfully and think, I could set up residence here. I'm sure there's probably reasonable living quarters. There'd be a medical bay that he could use for his research. And the walls are made of metal. And every night before sunset, he could just lock up, seal the doors, get a good night's sleep. And what are the zombies going to do? Chew through the metal exterior of the ship? He and his puppy pal would be nice and snug and secure. And any stray zombies trying to get in, they're probably going to just plummet into the water anyway. I even went to the website for the Intrepid, and it looks like there would be more than enough for him to use there as far as residence and setting up a lab. Okay, that's one thing I would have done a little different. Next, if your dog is infected by the bite of a rabid zombie dog, bring it back home and put it in a lab cage, and then continue looking for a cure. Now, I apologize to anyone who hasn't seen the film for the semi-spoiler, but I'll try not to give too much away if you haven't seen it. But during the course of the film, Wil Smith's dog is bitten by an infected dog, and he's not doing so well. Wil Smith gets back home with the dog, and I'll just say his actions are a little bit extreme. But I've wondered, why didn't he just take his infected doggy friend and put her into one of the many animal cages that he had in his lab? Yeah, it's not the most comfortable, but we've already established that this character is just trying to find a cure for the zombie disease. He's already been using animals, so why not put his puppy friend to a good purpose with the hopes that maybe he can bring about a cure? Come on. Hang on to hope a little there that there might be a medical solution before you do something drastic. And finally, if you're the last man on Earth, and suddenly you find that a familiar mannequin has mysteriously moved, don't go near it. This part probably tripped me up the most watching this film recently. And the first time I watched it, it never made sense. Wil Smith, his character would go to town every day. He'd stop by this video store and he would chatter with some of the mannequins that he had set up there. I know it sounds a little weird, but it kind of makes sense. It's probably to help maintain his sanity. It didn't seem that odd to me. I'd probably do the same thing in the given circumstances. But a little later in the film, Wil Smith discovers that one of his mannequins has moved, or more specifically, been moved by something or someone, where the viewer can kind of figure out it was probably one of those pesky, yet apparently clever zombies moving it in order to set him up for an ambush. And we'll watch the film and see. But here's the thing. If you've been living alone in the city for that long, and one of your mannequins is suddenly just up and moved. You hightail it out of there as fast as you can, get your wits about you, and figure out what to do. Mannequins generally don't just up and move by themselves, unless they're the ones from that terrifying episode of The Twilight Zone, The After Hours. Man, that one freaked me out. Those mannequins moved. But in this situation, no. You back up, you regroup, you talk it over with your doggy friend, and you figure out if, one, maybe there's a possible survivor and they're setting up a trap, or two, maybe one of those pesky mutants has become clever enough to set up a trap of their own. And in any situation, you stay away from the mannequin that has moved. Or even better yet, take a couple shots at the mannequin with your rifle from a safe distance. In any case, this was totally pointless, but I just wanted to bring these up. And let's hope that there's never anything that happens like this. You know, a situation in which a hastily developed vaccine has dire transformative effects on the populace. Hopefully nothing like that will ever happen, but if it was to happen, at the very least, make use of the moored aircraft carrier. There might even be some leftover snacks in the gift shop.